So, why aren't quality and quantity opposing ideas? Hi everyone, welcome back to the Creative Exploration series. This week I wanted to talk about the idea of working for quality and quantity and how they are related to each other. I've seen this discussed a lot online, and a lot of people I've seen say that you must make quality if you want to be releasing products, if you want to be putting content out into the world. And I feel that forsaking a large body of work and focusing on only the good ideas is really kind of self-destructive to your overall career as an artist. And the fact of the matter is that quality and quantity aren't necessarily opposites. There's no real reason that you have to choose one over the other. In fact, I feel that quality often comes naturally from creating quantity. Now, there's a story that's bounced around quite a bit online when this discussion comes up about a pottery class. The teacher splits his group of students into two groups. Group A is graded exclusively on the volume of work that they do, so he basically grades them by weight of product that they create over the class. And he talks to Group B, and he says that he's grading them on one singular piece throughout the entirety of the class. Now, the interesting thing that happens is with Group A, not only do they create a much larger volume of work by weight, but they also create a higher quality of work overall. And this, I feel, is because Group A is allowed to get their hands dirty and allowed to actually work on stuff and get a feel for the product, while Group B is focused on the theory and learning about all of this stuff without actually learning how to apply it properly. Because the knowledge of theory doesn't necessarily equate directly to your skill level. You can sit and watch a bunch of videos on YouTube on how to draw, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you suddenly can. What I mean by this is that creating a lot of stuff is really the only road that leads to creating things well. Quality and quantity are intertwined. And this is something that I've learned very personally during the 2-hour track challenge. Some of the songs that I've made end up kind of as duds, and that's totally okay, but many of the other ones that have been made during that challenge ended up really kind of cool and interesting and unique. And the important thing is that each song that is made during that challenge is more time spent getting familiar with the art and the tools and the process and learning how to overcome specific challenges that maybe I've never faced before, or overcoming those challenges in a very unique way that I've never tried in the past, and making mistakes and learning from those mistakes and really learning what works for me personally with my style. And because of the 2-hour track challenge, I learned that quality isn't better than quantity. Quality often comes from quantity. So say you have somebody working for quality who spends 3 weeks solid working on this one song that turns out absolutely incredible. But if you have somebody working for quantity, they'll be able to put out maybe 10 okay songs and 3 really good ones. And they can further take those good ones and polish them into really amazing ones in the future. It's building that library, that backlog, and kind of working on evolving your style and pushing your own boundaries over that time. You'll be able to evolve much quicker as an artist if you work towards quantity rather than focusing on specific quality of one particular piece. And from a social media standpoint, I feel that it's important to really constantly drip new content to your fans. This keeps them interested in what you do and keeps them coming back on a daily or weekly basis depending on your output schedule. And this also helps feed that consumptionist nature of the internet that's really kind of permeated everything, while you're still building a library of ideas that you can go back to and expand on in the future if you feel the inspiration to do so. And like it or not, art online is often consumed. It's usually experienced once or twice, and then the listener moves on to something new. The great thing about the mindset of working for quantity is it allows you to quickly make a lot of bite-sized chunks now, and then you can release the full meal as quality later on. In this example, it would be like releasing individual 2-hour track challenges stuff versus releasing an entire album. You put out the little quantity as drips, as something to keep people coming back. And then you release the full album as the quality, as like, this is the stuff that I'm proud of, and this is the stuff that you should buy. And now other people have differing opinions on whether you should release all of your quantity, and that's perfectly fine, of course. If you want to keep your quantity private and only share your quality, by all means do it. Just don't think that one process is necessarily separate from the other. You need to produce in quantity to be able to learn the process of producing in quality. And when you focus on quantity, especially early on as an artist, it's incredibly important because it allows you to make mistakes and push your skills even further. And it's definitely important to learn the theory behind the art that you work on, but don't get wrapped up in it. You have to go out and actually learn to apply that theory. Now, theory and knowledge are incredibly helpful and should definitely be embraced, but don't fall into the trap that knowing how to do something necessarily means that you are able to do something. And I mentioned in a prior episode that making dumb art is incredibly important because it lowers the bar of expectations and it loosens you up creatively and allows you to explore more and get better into that flow state that allows you to try new things. I feel that making bad art is the epitome of working for quantity because it always challenges you. You're always trying something new and you're always expanding your experience by making new things. Because working for quantity is practice. It's growing that muscle memory and growing your style and getting comfortable with the tools that you have available to you. In the end, having all the knowledge in the world really won't help you if you don't know how to effectively apply it. So, what do you think of this video? Please let me know below. Also, if you found this insightful or thought-provoking, please give the video a like and share it to some of your friends. That would really help me broaden its reach and appease YouTube's number crunchers. And also, I have a Trello board available now, which will not only let you vote on upcoming creative exploration topics, but submit your own if you have any good ones that you'd like for me to talk about and research. You can find the link in the description below. Otherwise, it is trello.abstractionmusic.com. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching through this video. I hope that you found it informative, and I'll see you in the next video. Be remarkable. As always, a gigantic thank you to the amazing Patreon subscribers whose continued support helps make these creative exploration episodes possible. You guys rock.